friends, let's do another interesting word problem on whole numbers. For that, let's read the question first. Mrs. Krishnan made 16 more chocolate cupcakes than vanilla cupcakes. In the afternoon, 22 cupcakes were sold and Mrs. Krishnan made 20 more vanilla cupcakes. After this, there were 3 times as many vanilla cupcakes as chocolate cupcakes. Then part A of the question is, what was the total number of cupcakes at the end? And part B is, how many chocolate cupcakes were there at first? Okay, so what we have here is that Mrs. Krishnan, at first she had 16 more chocolate cupcakes than vanilla cupcakes, right? And then by afternoon, 22 chocolate cupcakes were sold, and she made 22 more vanilla cupcakes. That means none of the vanilla cupcakes has been sold in the afternoon or by afternoon, right? So whatever vanilla cupcakes were there in the morning, on top of that Mrs. Krishnan made another 22 vanilla cupcakes, right? Another, right. Then what happens at the end after all this, right? After 22 chocolate cupcakes were sold and Mrs. Krishnan has made another or 22 more vanilla cupcakes, at the end there were 3 times as many vanilla cupcakes as chocolate cupcakes, right? It's obvious that vanilla cupcakes will be more, as none of them has been sold, and on top of that Mrs. Krishnan made another 22, right? So it is very much expected that vanilla cupcakes would be more. How much more? They were 3 times as many as chocolate cupcakes. Now we have to find out what was the total number of cupcakes at the end, right? And how many chocolate cupcakes were there at first. Okay, so this can be easily solved by drawing the model. So let's start with the first statement, right, which says that Mrs. Krishnan made 16 more chocolate cupcakes than vanilla cupcake, right? So let's start. So let's say this bar represents the number of chocolate cupcakes, right? Chocolate cupcakes. So let's call it C for chocolate, first one for chocolate and another one for cupcakes. So CC is chocolate cupcakes. There are how many more? 16 more than vanilla cupcakes. That means if we want to draw another bar for vanilla cupcakes, right, that has to be longer or shorter, right? Because chocolate cupcakes are more, that means vanilla cupcakes are lesser, right? So let's say this is VC, vanilla cupcake, right? And how many more chocolate cupcakes are there? 16. So how do we represent it here? Just extend this line, right? This is the extra, right? Till here both are same. This is the extra, right? So this is how much? This is 16, right? So this shows that chocolate cupcakes were 16 more than vanilla cupcakes at first, right? Now by afternoon, 22 chocolate cupcakes were sold, right? 22 means 22 is more than 16. That means more than this, right? So more than this means maybe, let's say something like this, right? Maybe till here, from here till here represents 22, right? So from here till here it is 22. Okay, so this is my 22 cupcakes, right? You can see it's more than 16, right? And since this whole thing is 22, if we subtract 16 from it, we will get how much is this, right? So let's do that. So 22 minus 16 will give me how much? It will be 6, right? So that means this portion is 6, right? That means after selling say 22 chocolate cupcakes, now the number of vanilla cupcakes is 6 more than chocolate cupcakes, right? So let's highlight the portion which has been sold for chocolate cupcake. So all this is not there, the red portion, right, the shaded part is not there. Now only these many chocolate cupcakes is left, right? And you can see now the vanilla cupcake is more than chocolate cupcake, how many more? 6 more, right? So we can show it here like this, right? Now also Mrs. Krishnan made another 22, that means another 22 vanilla cupcake, right? So that means on top of this there were another 22 vanilla cupcake, right? How do we show it here? Like this was what she was having at first, and on top of this whole thing is 22. Okay, so this whole thing is 22, right? Now then what happens? At after this means at the end there were 3 times as many vanilla cupcakes as chocolate cupcakes. That means at the end the number of chocolate cupcake is only 1 unit, right? And how about vanilla cupcake? It's 3 units, right? It's 3 times, so you can say that it's 3 units, right? So the chocolate cupcake is in the model is only this much, right? So we can say this one is 1 unit, right? So it's obvious that this part for vanilla cupcake is also 1 unit, right? And in total all this should be 3 units, right? All this should be 3 units. Because why? Because at the end vanilla cupcake was 3 times that of chocolate cupcakes. So all this is 3 units, right? Now if whole this thing is 3 unit, this part is 1 unit, how much is this? So it's obvious, it's 2 units, right? 3 unit minus 1 unit, 3 units minus 1 unit will be 2 units. So this is 2 units, right? Now it's pretty clear from the model how much is 2 units. 2 unit is nothing but 6 plus 22, right? 2 units is equal to 6 plus 22. So from here we can say that 2 unit is equal to 6 plus 22, which is, that means 2 unit is equal to 22 plus 6 is 28. That means 1 unit is equal to 28 divided by 2. So it is equal to 14, right? So 1 unit is equal to 14 cupcakes. Now we have the value of 1 unit, so we can solve the first part, right, which is asking like what was the total number of cupcakes at the end. So we know that at the end there was only 1 unit of chocolate cupcake and 3 unit of vanilla cupcake, right? So in total there were 1 unit plus 3 unit, 4 unit of cupcakes, right? So we can say here that total cupcakes in terms of unit will be how many? It will be 1 unit for chocolate cupcake and another 3 unit for vanilla cupcake, which is equal to 4 unit. And since 1 unit is 14, 4 unit will be 14, 4 times 14, that will give me 56, right? So we can say that in total at the end there were 56 cupcakes. So that's our part A, right? Now how about part B? See, the part B is how many chocolate cupcakes were there at first. See, we know that at the end the number of chocolate cupcakes was only 1 unit left, right? Only 1 unit. But earlier there were 22 more, right? We remember we Mrs. Krishnan sold 22, right? 22 by afternoon. So at first she was having 1 unit plus another 22, right? So from here we can find out chocolate cupcakes at first. So maybe we can write here. So chocolate at first were how many? 1 unit plus another 22, which is 1 unit was 14 plus 22, that will give me how much? 36, right? So that's your part B, right? So that means there were in total 36 chocolate cupcakes at first. So let's write our solution quickly. So our final answer, right, for part A, the total number of cupcakes at first were 56, and for part B, the number of chocolate cupcakes at first were 36. Okay, so that's the solution of this question. Hope you liked it. Keep watching and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.